Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to this set of videos called Shame, where I share with you everything that I have been feeling ashamed of while growing up, along with time. And in this set of videos I'm elaborating the shame experiences because um, part of my remedy for panic attacks is working with shame. I realized that shame is a big part of this experience, but it's unconscious, it's subconscious, and that's why I'm creating those videos talking about my own shame after I have elaborated it. And in this video I'm going to talk about shame of being fat. Yes, I was ashamed of being fat by my parent. I'm going to share a story with you, and I will try to look for a picture of me as a child, so I will put it here just to show you that you don't have to be fat or obese or overweight to feel fat and to believe that you're fat and to feel the shame of it. Yes, believe it or not, as a child, I was struggling with this. And here it is. I'm gonna share a story with you, a story um, as a child, since I remember myself, basically. When we sit to eat, my father, it was just, I was 4, 5, I was very young. I remember this. We will sit, usually back then my father did not even have a table. We would live in a house made of piles like this, or mud house, and we will just sit on the ground, and my father will put one plate with whatever we have, and everybody will eat one after another. And naturally I'm realizing now that we were poor. Back then I did not understand this. As a child, I did not understand the concept of poverty. At this age I did not know what it means, but I would understand that the food is not so much. We will have, for example, sometimes one jar of green beans in the middle, and everybody will take. My father will eat, then my sisters, then my brother, and me in the end. And in the beginning, everybody will take one spoon and eat. After 2 or 3 turns, my father will start to give me this hostile look, and my sister will start to copy my father to give me these looks as well. And then if I try to get a spoon of food, my brother or my sister will push me, and then this is gonna be an excuse for my father to bully me, which will usually start with saying something offensive, that I am pig and a boar, and with a lot of anger, a lot of hostility. He will keep bullying me and offend me in front of my siblings, and eventually this will end with him kicking me out of the table, which would happen probably hundreds, thousands of times. It had happened so many times while I was child, and usually I was called a boar. That was like I was boar and I was pig. This is how my father would call me, and and I believe it. As a child, at age 4, I believed that this was the truth, and and I am the boar, and this is the problem. I am the problem. I am a pig and a boar, and usually I would feel guilty because I would feel hungry, and I was thinking I feel hungry because I am a boar and a pig. Um, so my relationship with food, if I can describe this, because we all have a relationship with food, was not very healthy for a very long time of my life because of this persistent abuse that I received while eating. So I remember this time with the green peas, but I could remember many other times when we sit on the ground to eat, and my father would just call me daily every time we eat, a boar and a pig and fat, and he will tell me that he can predict my future, that I am a pig and I want only to eat and nothing else, and that when I grow up I will only and first I will be interested in men's and sexual pleasures, but then I will be so fat and so ugly that nobody will want me sexually. So I will just focus on overeating and eating, and that would be everything or all I will be capable of, because this was my nature. This is how my father would bully me. So, and of course, I believe this. I believe that I had something diabolical and evil inside, not resolvable problem. And yes, of course, I feel ashamed of myself. Uh, I I feel so ashamed, not because my father bullied me, because back then I was not realizing that this is wrong. I feel ashamed for just breathing, for just who I am. I felt guilty for being hungry sometimes as a child. I felt I keep remember how I would, like, my skin will get super. I will get red, and I just feel so unbearably ashamed from even being there, being in this condition, listening this, for being hungry. I hated going on these family lunches where my father would tell me how horrible and ugly and what pig and boar I am. Just for me, eating was related to shame, to something horrible, to some extreme stress that I have to experience. But I had to, because I need to eat. And once we learned to go to school, I learned to look for food in the trash can. Yes, I don't believe how. I remember just finding this food that somebody would bite it and just throw the whole thing, and I was like, how is possible somebody will have the food and want to throw it? I did not understand what it meant to be full, because I was always the last child. I was never like, I could say catered probably properly. And so I felt like horror. I couldn't speak. I would shake. I would imagine this because my father called me boar, and I remember I went to Uffizi Museum a few years ago, and on the second floor of Uffizi there is this wild boar. And I went to, it's a sculpture, you could go ahead and see it. It's a beautiful sculpture actually. And I went ahead and I was so fascinated by this sculpture, because I remember that as a child I was associating myself with this animal, because my father would describe me like it. So I believe I was it, and I believe that I am just wrong, and I feel guilty for existing. And then there is this belief that I believe develop in me, that if somebody treats me as a monster, it's because I am the monster. If somebody treats me so horribly, it's because there is something wrong with me, because it's wrong to feel hungry, because it's wrong to want to eat, because this is diabolical, and so on. And of course I feel responsible. For me, as a child, I did not have a base to compare, so I never thought that that this was abuse. I did not know that this is abuse. I was just fantasizing that this is how it is, and I have these defects, and my father is loving me, and that's why he's trying to correct them, or correct me, because I am diabolical, correct? I am the boar and the pig and whatnot. Of course, I feel responsible, and of course, I believe this 100%. That's why I felt ashamed, because I believe that actually this was true, that I actually was a boar and a pig and whatnot. And I remember my brother also bullying me, telling me that I'm a boar and a pig, and mocking me with this. And for my surprise, when I started to go to school, I was mocked for many things, but never for being fat. And this created a huge confusion in me. I could not understand why people will mock me for my clothes, for the holes in my shoes, for the stains in the clothes of my sister that I was wearing, and not for me being fat. This created a huge confusion, and I felt even more wrong for thinking this, even more guilty, even more strange. But the truth is that I believed that I was this monster because I was convinced to be a monster. So this is how I grow up believing that I am fat. I had this profound belief of being fat. I have different memories of my father giving me old food, give the new to my brothers and sisters, and he said that he feels spiritually that God decides this is correct for me, and that I am fat and I should eat old food. And after age 17, I decided to become fat. I started to eat. There was this period that I gained a lot of weight. I become 85, 80, 90 kilos if you want to, because my father would bully me so much that I was fat. So I decided to see what creature we get here. I decided to become fat so maybe he would not beat me, or he would not touch me. If I'm disgusting, I was thinking he would not bully me or touch me or beat me. So I would eat. I overeat. I eat a lot, and this is how I become really obese. I would use the word obese. And when I was actually obese, what is the strange thing is that he stopped bullying me for being fat. It was over. This is called psychological abuse. I could call it right now with its real name. And my father, I could openly say, he was trying to break me mentally in every possible way since I remember myself. Yeah. So I have been struggling with feeling fat. It's not really a feeling, it's a belief that I am fat. And I remember like the first time I get out of my father's house and I had a boyfriend, I believe that I'm so scary and so ugly and such a monster that I felt grateful that he even chose me. I felt grateful that he could stand the weight like me, because I was convinced that I'm so scary and unbearable and this boar and this pig, that I was in shock when my boyfriend, for the first time, I was 19, took me to a restaurant and ordered me food. I was in such a shock to discover that eating could be a positive experience where you eat what you like, without somebody call you a boar and a pig and obese and other bully words. So I am sharing this story with you guys not to make you feel sorry for me. I do not feel obese right now. I have few extra kilos, maybe 2 or 3, but I am beautiful lady. I'm good looking lady. Um, despite my age, right? But what I'm trying to say with this is that I have been carrying this shame of being fat for all my life, basically, until I sit down and I elaborate this. I went through it, I experienced it again, and I let go of it. I forgive, and I will also share that after I've been concluding this third portion of the exercise is called shame, because this course for overcoming panic attacks, it really did change me. I've been struggling with panic attacks, and I've been doing therapy for them, which did not bring a great result. It did give you some. It did give me some kind of looking the corners, focus on this, focus on that, eat, distract yourself, great distraction techniques. But it didn't actually help me to go to the core of it. So I decided to develop this because I was struggling with panic attacks, and I started to work with this person who had similar experiences. I will call it. He struggled with social anxiety, and I decided to do this and just to try it on myself. And last week, for the first time, I traveled um, to Greece, and I was at the airport, and I did not have any panic attack. I did not have any fear. I did not have any none of it. I was free of it. So I want to believe that what I am developing, it really works, and I hope it works for you too, not only for me. So I had a very challenging experiences in Greece where I thought it's gonna be it. And like part of me feel that I have to come back here in Italy. I have to come home and just record those videos and just make it public before I die. I want to believe I'm gonna leave after I create this plan or this self-healing journaling program, because this program is a mixture between meditation and NLP and self-programming. I really believe in it, and I really hope it helps you as well. If you watch this video, have you ever felt ashamed of being fat? Because we live in this, there is so many nuts here. This little, it's called, sorry, ants. They are so much saying hello to me, climbing my body and whatnot. So if you guys watch this video and you like the courage of me sharing this shame I have been living with for so long until I release it, you could press like. If you feel courage, you could share your story. I would love to read it. I would love to answer your question. If you ever felt ashamed, profoundly ashamed of something about you or others, please write it below. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.